In today's Top 10 video, we're looking at the top 10 foreign McDonald's menu food items. And at number 10, it's the KiwiBurger, and it's from New Zealand. McDonald's introduced the KiwiBurger in New Zealand all the way back in 1991, and since then, the sandwich has been the Futurama of fast food. No, not because it was a really well-made sandwich with a large, loyal fan base, but because it kept getting cancelled. It was slated for final cancellation in 2009, but what really became of it is anyone's guess, as you can still allegedly find a couple of places that carry it. And why not? Just check out what goes inside it. Beef, tomato, lettuce, onions, off to a great start. Beetroot? Ugh. Egg? Really? And of course, kiwi. What? There's no actual kiwi fruit in this? Really? But it's called the KiwiBurger. Right. Oh man, I'm probably being offensive in a way I can't explain. Number 9, the McLobster. From parts of Canada and New England. Admittedly, I am cheating a little bit because you can get the lobster in the United States, but I think we can all agree that New England hardly counts as part of the United States. It even has England in the title. The McLobster, as 3 months of tiresome research on my part have shown, is a lobster sandwich. Its primary ingredients are lobster and bread. Shocker. The sandwich has actually been around for a couple of years, and at one time there were even plans to introduce it to restaurants nationwide. But then the cook at McDonald HQ ran out, and someone realized that it would be impossible to convince middle American landlocked states that their lobster isn't actually 2 weeks old or really made from ground-up homeless guys. In at number 8, it's the McRice Burger. This one comes from Taiwan, Singapore, Indonesia, the Philippines, etc. In another example of how McDonald's international menu items are clearly thought up by 10-year-olds, here's the Asian rice burger. No, it's not rice between two pieces of bread. That would be silly. It's rice formed into buns with beef or chicken between them, which makes a lot more sense. You know how people are always complaining that you can't eat rice with your hands? The sandwich is actually quite popular in Taiwan, and just like the McLobster, there have been plans to maybe make it a permanent McMenu item. But that will of course never happen. If you can convince an American to eat rice without beans in it, call the cops, because he's clearly a communist spy. Number 7, the McSwarama. It's from Israel. You know, there's a lot of talk about pain and suffering going on around the world, but the one tragedy that is often neglected is how some folks can't enjoy a good old slab of fried beef with bread due to, say, religious reasons. It is with such people in mind that McDonald's has invented the McSwarama for the Israeli market. It's one of the country's kosher menu items and consists of turkey shawarma in pita bread. But isn't it still basically meat in a type of bread? Well, yes, but the main difference here is that the meat is barbecued, not fried, without any of that sweet, heart-molesting McDonald's fat. In other words, a sham and an abomination. Number 6, spam and eggs. It's from Hawaii. The only real reason why I am not a corporate executive is because I cannot think like one, where I see McDonald's as an unhealthy fast food burger joint and the executive sees it as an unhealthy fast food joint, period. Once you have that down, all sorts of opportunities for new heart-attacky menu items open up. Enter the Spam and Egg set from Hawaiian McDonald's. In 2002, 78 restaurants in Hawaii started to test out dinner sets consisting of rice, spam, and eggs. Though spam might well have a case in mainland US to soon be recognized as a synonym of pig lips and anus, it's actually quite popular in Hawaii, so it probably doesn't seem all that weird to them. Still, we're talking about the place where guys used to wear grass skirts, so take that for whatever it's worth. Number 5, the Mega Teriyaki Burger. It's from Japan. The typical American's love affair with teriyaki sauce borders on the erotic. So it's hard to see why McDonald's teriyaki burgers aren't sold all over the States. They're, however, all the rage in Japan, where the sauce originated. But one day the Japanese looked at their puny teriyaki-drenched burgers and said to themselves, "No, this will not suffice." And that's how we got the Mega Teriyaki, essentially a Big Mac swimming in the sweet, dark teriyaki sauce and mayo. It's the only known sandwich in existence which comes with a side order of fries, nuggets, or a pre-filled last will and testament. Okay, that's obviously not true, but it should be. Number 4, the McCurry Pan. It's from India. McDonald's is the world's largest buyer of beef. In India, the cow is considered holy. You'd think that the two would be about as compatible as a sack of toddlers and a barrel full of battery acid. But damn it, people, there are profits to be made and gold-filled swimming pools to be bought. Say hello to the McCurry Pan. The McCurry Pan is an original, surprisingly complex creation made especially for the Indian market. It's a crispy bread box of sorts, as in a box made out of bread, filled with a creamy sauce of mushrooms, broccoli, and bell peppers. There also exists a chicken version. Not only does it look totally awesome, it also consists of real vegetables. While back in the US, it took us months of negotiations before all of us begrudgingly accepted onions and lettuce in our fast food. I actually kind of feel bad for mocking the McCurry Pan. I'd kind of like to try it. Number 3, McLaks. It's from Norway. Norway equals Norwegian salmon equals salmon burger. Bam! I'm getting the hang of this whole McDonald's marketing mentality. All the way back in 1997, McDonald's introduced the salmon sandwich in Norway to some initial success. Unlike their regular fish sandwich, the McLaks was meant to be more regional, healthier, and lower on fat, meaning that there actually used to be a large Norwegian demographic which went looking for healthy foods at McDonald's. But they got what was coming to them when the sandwich was discontinued after giving a whole bunch of people food poisoning. I still can't decide whether that is hilarious or just a little funny. Number 2, Gallo Pinto. It's from Costa Rica. Not everything has the honor to be called your national dish. Every food item with a claim to such a title has to be rooted deeply in the history and culture of the country it comes from, capturing its essence inside one tasty, edible package which should be treated with the respect it deserves. Then there's Gallo Pinto, Costa Rica's national dish which you can get at their local McDonald's. The dish itself is very simple. Basically, it's fried rice and beans, eaten primarily for breakfast. The McD version is also served with scrambled eggs and sour cream. Man, who said that national heritage cannot be streamlined, packaged, and distributed by a multinational conglomerate? Actually, that was me, but what I really said is that it shouldn't be. And coming in first place, it's the McWedding, and it's from Hong Kong. Yeah, notice how this video wasn't titled the top 10 foreign McDonald's sandwiches. Hell, even if it was, I would still totally mention this thing because, no, seriously, McDonald's offers weddings in Hong Kong. What the what? Oh boy, I know what this is. I died and went to hack comedian heaven where easy targets like this actually exist. Damn it, I bet I died on the toilet too. Anyway, yeah, McWeddings. Two things we have to make clear are that McDonald's restaurants have a generally better image in Asia than in the West, and that weddings there are also insanely expensive. Put 2 and 2 together and you end up with the McWedding instead of 4. That's the power of Asian math, which is better than white people math. The wedding receptions offered by McDonald's take place in one of their restaurants as the couple and their guests feast on burgers, fries, and shakes. Stacks of apple pie act as the cake. No. Really. So I really hope you enjoyed that video, and I'd love to know what you think of it, so please leave a comment below. I'm also going to link over to another video that you might enjoy, so just click on that thumbnail on the screen now, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we put out a new video 7 days a week, and you can also visit us online. Just go to TopTenz.net. Thanks for watching.